then died as a result of that single gunshot wound.
Police have not officially charged anyone, but do have the 2 other teenagers in custody. They tell us charges of murder are possible.
They are involved in a crime in which another person dies as a result of that crime. They don't have to be the one to pull the trigger or whatever, so they can be charged with that crime.
Miami Township Police say this is a tragic situation that never had to happen.
What's tragic is that, somebody lost their life over tennis shoes.
Well, tonight at 6, I'm looking into the concealed carry weapons law in Ohio and what it says about this kind of situation. Natalie Tendall, 2 News, working for you.
The nation's largest police force on high alert tonight following the murder of 2 New York City police officers over the weekend. Their families now planning funerals just before Christmas. Police say the killer had been arrested dozens of times, including in Clark County. Now tensions are rising between some members of the NYPD and the mayor. Chris Pallone shows us what's happening now.
As the memorial to 2 murdered NYPD officers grows in the Bedford-Stuyvesant neighborhood of Brooklyn, the city's mayor is calling for a halt to political protests and finger-pointing, with focus turning to 2 grieving families and their fellow officers.
Let's accompany these families on their difficult journey. Let's see them through the funerals. Then debate can begin again.
Earlier, the mayor and police commissioner William Bratton visited the families of officers Rafael Ramos and Wenjin Liu. The 2 were gunned down Saturday afternoon, assassinated in the words of police, as they sat in their patrol car. Investigators say Ismail Brinsley, driven at least in part by hatred of the police, ambushed the officers before killing himself. Police say Brinsley had been arrested 19 times. His mother told them he was often violent and said he tried to commit suicide last year. But some believe recent nationwide protests over police tactics caused Brinsley to act. Some New York police unions feel betrayed by de Blasio, who has criticized the Eric Garner grand jury decision and police tactics. Officers turned their backs on de Blasio when he visited the hospital where the officers died Saturday, but Bratton dismisses the criticism.
This is something that should be bringing us all together, not taking us apart.
A spat over policy being fought by politicians as New Yorkers and their police force mourn the city's loss.
Meanwhile, protests in Cleveland escalate over the weekend as a news photographer is attacked. Called a peaceful protest by organizers, cameras were rolling as someone smacked the photographer, then someone else in a mass attacked him from behind, smashing his camera against the ground.
They were bumping into me and stuff, and then this guy came up out of nowhere, hit the camera, knocked my light off. We can see that video. And then someone came from behind with an anonymous mask and just came and smashed the camera. You can see that twice.
Now, it's unknown whether the photographer was attacked by Cleveland protesters or those visiting from Ferguson, Missouri. And there's new information tonight about a protest that forced Walmart officials to close its Beaver Creek store for about 2 hours over the weekend. 2 News has obtained the police report from the Saturday incident, which confirms that 4 people in all were arrested. They now face criminal trespassing, among other charges. Officials say they were part of a group that refused to leave the store even when asked to leave by management. Protesters say they were supporting John Crawford, who was shot and killed by police in that store this summer. A grand jury declined to file charges in the Crawford case.
New information: an arrest has been made following an Amber Alert out of Kentucky. A 25-year-old Cincinnati man made his first court appearance today. Jonathan Sester is accused of stealing a car with a sleeping 20-day-old baby inside from a gas station in Florence last week. Mom had just gone inside to pay. The car and baby were recovered a short time later. Sester was arrested following a police chase in Ohio. He's being held on $25,000 bond.
And turning to weather now, dry right now, as you see in our live picture, but a mixed bag on the way for travelers as we head toward Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis tracking what's coming with live Doppler 2 HD. Hi, Brian.
Hi there, Mark, and right now you can see the radar starting to light up a little bit, especially west and northwest of us from up near Salina, Greenville, Sidney, on down into the eastern part of Indiana. So as we head through the evening, rain's going to become more likely. Take along that umbrella if you are heading out. And our temperature trend, well, actually unseasonably mild, so no problems as far as ice goes for a couple of days. 55 Tuesday, 55 on Wednesday, but it will become windy Wednesday afternoon and evening with falling temperatures. We could even see some snow showers going into Christmas Eve, Christmas Christmas Eve night and early Christmas Day as highs drop back into the upper 30s on Christmas itself. But for your Tuesday drive, wet roads expected. Looks like we'll have cloudy skies, but temperatures mild with those afternoon highs in the 50s. Details of your Storm Team 2 forecast through the Christmas holiday weekend coming up.
All right, and speaking of driving, a busy intersection opened today 6 months ahead of schedule. Since May, residents were forced to use the side roads, many through neighborhoods, to get where they're going. Now at 5, Jake Ryle spoke with several residents who are glad to see the main road back open.
Well, it's a sign that hasn't moved for more than 6 months, but that changed today. And now it's a welcome sign for many residents in several Centerville neighborhoods. An unfamiliar sight for Centerville residents. Construction crews got the green light today to open up the Clio Road Spring Valley Pike intersection. Residents are hoping it curbs a growing problem.
They've been driving up here like wild people, I'll tell you. And
William Morgan built his home in 1994. He tells us the construction made cars reroute through neighborhoods, and he's seen issues with cars speeding.
they were ducking cars pretty regularly over there, so it's going to be kind of nice to get this opened up and the traffic flow back through.
A traffic pattern that was once literally in his front yard.
Well, what we did was I had to put up a barrier.
He says drivers would get to the end of the street and have to turn around when Spring Valley Pike wasn't accessible. That's when he took matters in his own hands.
Wasn't too bad to start with, but then afterwards people started driving over the landscape plants and, you know, just basically destroying things. And so I finally blocked the driveway.
The intersection has been closed since May, where what used to be a four-way stop has now been replaced with a traffic light, turn lanes, and a sidewalk. For Greg Lunsford, the new traffic light means he can finally take a straight shot to work.
That's a direct path for me. Now I'm routed up through another plat, and so are a whole lot of other people. So.
But the days of detours will soon be what once was. As road closed signs will be removed, so too can the cones at the end of Williams' driveway. Jake Ryle, 2 News, working for you.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
It's just a lot. We've been working really hard, overtime and everything, just to get them delivered.
What the USPS is doing tonight that just might lead to a Christmas miracle. Busy elves, the post office not the only place working overtime ahead of the holiday. A look at the preparations underway at the North Pole tonight. And then new at 6 o'clock, a silver screen connection.
It was the United States that was successful in doing this to finish the job.
How technology built right here in our city helped the best and brightest minds win World War II, and how you can see it in a new movie. You're watching 2 News at 5, working for you.
That's why I love it. I really do. You're the best. Okay. So pay no attention to the. You can hold this about right here. Perfect. A little bit higher. There you go. And I'm gonna zoom in. Can you drop it down just a little bit? Perfect. First thing, last thing.
Laura Davenport, LORADAVENPORT, Community Relations Manager at the Food Bank.
Talk about what this means for people who may not have a meal tomorrow even.
So there are so many people in the Miami Valley who are food insecure, meaning they don't always know where their next meal is coming from.
The past couple weeks have been busy for the U.S. Postal Service, fulfilling a surge of online sales. It's an aggressive move to take on its private sector rivals. Morgan Brennan looks into whether the Postal Service will deliver.
The U.S. Postal Service is on track for another record holiday season, with package volumes already exceeding forecasts.
It's just a lot. We've been working really hard, overtime and everything, just to get them delivered.
The USPS expects to move more than 26 million parcels, 12% more than its busiest package delivery day in 2013. Last Christmas, when an estimated 2 million UPS and FedEx shipments were late, the Postal Service didn't have the same issue. One reason, a Sunday delivery partnership with Amazon in key markets.
Thank you.
This season, that strategy has been expanded, with the USPS delivering Amazon and its own priority mail packages every Sunday in major markets since mid-November.
It helps us get the workload out before the Monday volume comes in, and most people are home or not coming from church during the days. And we believe at least 95% of the packages delivered on Sundays.
On a typical Sunday in December, the trucks here in the Newark, New Jersey area make about 2 delivery rounds apiece. Overall peak volumes are so high, in fact, that U-Hauls have to be rented to handle the additional capacity.
Packages have become increasingly important to the Postal Service, which doesn't use taxpayer money to fund operations. It's a fast-growing business that's now offsetting the decade-long steep decline in first-class mail, the agency's biggest and most profitable segment. To grow its package business, USPS has been targeting FedEx and UPS customers, slashing prices on priority mail services, and capitalizing on its relative success last Christmas. But it collaborates with them as well.
In addition to its own priority mail service, the USPS does something called last mile delivery, taking on the last leg of shipments for UPS and FedEx.
Like its private sector counterparts, the USPS needs to get this season right, even if it means deliveries on Christmas Day.
It's a job for me, but it means something to me because I like customer servicing and I like to see people smile, and everyone loves to get packages. I feel like an elf.
Taking flight, will the FAA clear private uses for drones? Next year at 5, we look at the decision that has people buzzing tonight.
And it's our 33rd annual Food for Friends campaign. I have details on how you can help the needy right here in the Miami Valley. That'll be coming up.
The FAA and some hobby groups teamed up today to kick off a national public awareness campaign about drones. Those devices have been spotted already over crowded stadiums and near airports as the FAA struggles to draft formal safety regulations. Now at 5, Brian Moore with the latest on this.
Drones like these are high on many a Christmas wish list this year. And as these devices take off by the thousands, so is the concern about safety.
We want you to know before you fly.
That's why the FAA and hobby groups have launched a new campaign to teach drone pilots the rules of the road, like keeping drones below 400 feet, away from crowds, and 5 miles from airports, where near misses have become an increasing concern. These unmanned vehicles are hot sellers. They come in all shapes and sizes, no license needed.
It's a lot like riding a bike. It's not hard, but you crash a lot when you're learning.
The FAA is under pressure to draft sweeping regulations that balance safety and privacy concerns with commerce.
We want to see the FAA get it right. We would rather see it right than see it fast.
The drone industry could generate tens of billions of dollars and change our world over the next decade, from delivering pizzas and packages to life-saving medical care.
There's huge potential there, and I would hate for this industry to be set back because of some terrible accident that happens as a result of someone operating irresponsibly within the airspace system.
But with formal FAA regulations up in the air for the time being, drone owners are being asked to learn the rules before they fly.
This week marks the 10th anniversary of the devastating tsunami that rocked southeastern Asia, and for some families impacted, well, it marks a somber reunion as well. 2 families have found the remains of loved ones. They were discovered in a cemetery for unclaimed victims of the December 26, 2004 tsunami. More than 250,000 people died in that disaster.
Now, Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis and your Storm Team 2 forecast.
Well, it looks like some rain's on the way here as we head through the rest of tonight and into tomorrow and even into Christmas Eve day. 7 o'clock, 44, 43 at 9, 42 at 11. Temperatures well above normal this evening, but we will be looking at that rain chance. So take along the umbrella. Live Doppler 2 HD just a couple of moments away. And 44 degrees at 8 o'clock with a good chance of rain. 50 at noon and 54 at 5 o'clock. Yes, it looks like highs tomorrow. We'll climb up into the 50s. We'll find lows tonight. Mostly upper 30s and low 40s around the Dayton area. And then Christmas Day, everybody's interested there. Well, it looks like a windy Christmas morning. It looks like we could have a few flurries around the area. Some early morning flurries, snow showers. Lows will be into the upper 20s. Maybe a dusting on the ground. We need an inch on the ground to be an official white Christmas. That's not looking real likely at this point. So backing off on the chances for an official white Christmas, but we might see that dusting of snow nonetheless. Right now, cloudy skies over in Beaver Creek. We had a little sunshine earlier today, but the clouds been moving in and thickening up, and the rain is approaching. Already a few light radar returns across our northern counties and back through the eastern portions of Indiana. Then as we look off to the south and southwest, that's where we're seeing more in the way of some of the rain, pushing up towards Cincinnati and the southern part of Indiana. So this rain will surge northeastward, and once it's here, it's going to be around for a while. Today's high 47, 26 our low this morning. Normals at 36 and 23. We've been as warm as 62 back in 2013. And 20 degrees below zero, 1989. Of course, that was just not too long ago, was it? Just a year ago. Right now, we have cloudy skies. And as we check out the temperature readings out there tonight with those cloudy conditions, 45 degrees, an east-southeast wind at 10 miles an hour, wind chill factor at 40. And our barometer is holding steady at 29.86. 45 degrees tonight in Springfield, wind out of the east at 6 miles per hour, wind chill there in the lower end of the 40s. 41 degrees tonight, Salina, 42 Bellefontaine. But look at the 46-degree reading at Springboro and also Oxford. So that's the milder air that's trying to move in from the south. Future track forecast, some of that green swinging through this evening and overnight. That's our first round of showers. More showers around as we head through the daytime hours on Tuesday. And it looks like it will be mild, though. At least temperatures will be running well above normal as we get those highs into the 50 to 55-degree range across much of the Miami Valley. So here's your forecast tonight. Cloudy, cool, rain likely, overnight low right around 42 degrees, southeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Cloudy, mild tomorrow. Again, we're going to be looking at that rain and a high up around 55. So the hour-by-hour forecast, chance of showers in the morning, a little better chance of steadier rains later in the day as those temperatures get up into the 50s. And then your Storm Team 2 7-day forecast. Check out Wednesday's high, 55 degrees on Christmas Eve, but it will turn colder late day as a cold front comes by, windy as well. So even into Christmas Eve, there is a chance chance the rain could go over to some snow showers, maybe some morning flurries Thursday. Friday not looking too bad, but turning colder over the weekend with a chance of some rain and snow.